Hey, how are ya? How you be doing? I just signed on today to remind you that if you're gonna box me in with a Southern girl archetype, please do so with whatever archetype Hayley Williams represents. If you've seen my videos before, you've probably caught hints of a Tennessee twang sometimes when I speak. And when I hear it back as I sit here editing my videos, I want to pass away on the floor from cringe just as much as you do. And as I've been doing videos here on YouTube for the past 2 years, I've gotten used to a lot of aspects of myself that I felt triggered by and previously felt insecure about with seeing and hearing myself on camera in general. But the one thing I have yet to overcome is the humiliation that I feel upon hearing that godforsaken Tennessee twang grating its way through my eardrums. And because I'm a creative problem solver, I recently came to the conclusion of, you know what? I think what's currently missing in my life that will help me make peace with this glaring insecurity of mine that makes me second guess my choice to be visible is not quite a role model, but a public figure that I can identify with. A cool gal from the South who doesn't fit the mold of, I'm just a Southern belle, the way Reese Witherspoon presents herself as, or praise God and the Lord we trust, like Paula Deen. It's one of the main struggles having roots in the American South, or really anywhere that comes with negative stereotypes from the public or the main media. When you have a certain way that you speak, or tell anyone that you're from said place, you will absolutely be negatively connotated. I don't know if connotated is a word. Hey Alexa, is connotated a real word? Alexa, stop. Stop, girl. Well, we don't care. We say whatever we want here. You will absolutely be negatively assigned and prejudged about the stereotypes that are commonly associated with those places. And I would be lying to you. I would be lying to you if I said hearing my own Tennessee twang come out, not just in videos, but in real life as well, make me feel a bit scared about the possibility of people getting the wrong idea about me and my values and what I personally stand for. Listen, not every one of us that is from the South is a God-fearing Trump-supporting, MAGA-headed dimwit. Without making this too political, I'll say this for now, that I am vehemently against and disown anything that prejudges, discriminates, or upholds harmful and unnecessary traditions. And recently I've been coming across a bunch of public praise for Hayley Williams as a public figure with Southern roots that really stands out from the crowd. As a poster child for it's not the place that makes the person. For Southerners who don't identify with the unpleasant prejudgments that are often placed upon people who have their roots there. And her public anti-Morgan Wallace stance and her refusal to claim him as a peer or anybody just generally like him.
Always talking about Morgan Wallen, I don't give a Find me at Whole Foods, I don't care.
Makes her a winner in my eyes, and someone that I hope can put me into comparison to when I tell them that I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, or just the South in general. Whatever comes out my big fat mouth first. And even though I'm not a die-hard fan of Paramore or an alternative music fan, I gravitate the most toward dance pop, EDM, soul, R&B type music. But you know, I'm an open-eared person and I'm willing to listen to songs of other genres out in their entirety if it's recommended to me, or I hear a snippet of it somewhere else and I vibed with what I heard of it. You bet your ass it's going on my playlist. And as far as Paramore / Hayley Williams, I do bop out consistently to a few tracks of theirs / hers or pop songs that she's been featured on. Now, before the alternative rock stands want to come at me with accusations of, you don't know what you're talking about, your music taste is basic AF. You're so lame for liking the hits. You don't get it. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. That's what's going to be interesting and different about this particular tier list because it's not my go-to genre of music. My rankings today are gonna reflect that. My personal tastes don't make me any better than you, and your personal tastes don't make you any better than me. So don't start with me in the comments. Don't make me smack you in the auric field. So with all that all-encompassing preemptive strike toward the mouthy musical snobs that seem to make their way into the comment section of these videos
all too often,
let's get started up in this bitch. But let me change my camera battery first. First of all, let me just say, Hayley Williams is such an underrated vocalist. I don't think she gets enough credit for her vocal retention and her ability to sustain notes at such a powerful volume with such smoothness. I just hate in how many of Paramore's songs, her voice gets overshadowed by the heavy guitar riffs. Like, turn up the volume on the girl. She's who I came here for. And as I've grown fonder of her and I've crystallized her in my psyche as a positive representation of a woman with Southern roots, I've been expanding my musical horizons toward more of Paramore's discography and her solo works too. And because I've been wanting to bring back tier lists on my channel, I figured this would be the most perfect opportunity to revamp them and start with Hayley Williams / Paramore discography using the following categories. Hayley Moore, which is the love, top tier, the best category. And Hayley K is still good, but not enough for me to love it. And Hayley Meh is I don't really care either way about it, gray area, lack of strong opinion. And Hayley Liss is I needed more oomph and angst, lack of intensity needed to rock out. And Hayley No More is she deserved better or could have done more to make Hayley Moore status. Okay, now all the alt rockers are gonna hate me internally for saying this. I didn't like Paramore's debut in the slightest. The tracks on All We Know Is Falling have no soulful pull to them, and Hayley Williams' voice, like I said before, is being overpowered by the heavy electric guitar playing. I mean, this album came out before they made it big, and they were still an unknown indie band based in Nashville. And they were playing to a certain crowd. Angsty, emo millennials whose whole personality was, I'm dark and no one understands me, so let me just go drown out my sorrows by listening to the heaviest, loudest guitar riffs ever possibly known to the human ear. And personally, when it comes to most artists, I tend to like their oldest stuff best. The stuff they made before they became mainstream. But with Paramore, it's backwards for me. So that's going on Hayley No More. Now, Riot, I think, is where Paramore really started to bring in more percussion and instrumental dimension to their tracks. And I feel that Hayley Williams' voice was not getting overpowered by the hard guitar riffs the way it was in Paramore's debut. And the quality of her vocals are really taking center stage here. And there's just more hard-hitting lyrics in the songs. Not just with That's What You Get, but with Miracle as well. I'm not going because I've been waiting for a miracle. I'm not leaving. I won't let you give up on a miracle when it might save you. Nobody writes lyrics like that anymore. Well, they probably do. They're just not getting the proper recognition. And the tracks overall on Riot just have more personality than the tracks on All We Know Is Falling. The ones like Crush Crush, Fences, it makes you want to do more than just thrash your head around and scream into the void. Like, you actually want to dance to it.
It makes you want to dance.
Like the kind of dancing people do at clubs and parties. I mean, I like Riot, but I don't love it. There just aren't enough tracks that won me over to solidify it as a fave. So it's going on Hayley K. Now, these aren't Paramore albums, but we're gonna rate the Paramore songs that were featured on the Twilight soundtrack. First, there's Decode. Try to decode that emotion. Decode, it's not a song I have on my playlist, but I'd listen to it all the way through if it came on a Spotify playlist or a playlist somebody else made. So let's decode it as Hayley K. Now, I love I Caught Myself. This is a song that I actually do have saved on my playlist and I listen to regularly, especially recently because I really don't know what I want. Same Hayley, I don't know what I want either. My birth chart is air dominant and I'm always in my head and never can make up my mind. But back to the tier list. I Caught Myself has the perfect amount of heart, melody, and vocals that invokes a desire to listen to for pure enjoyment. So its little self is going up on Hayley Moore. Now, these next two, again, are not Paramore albums or songs, but tracks from different artists that featured Hayley Williams as a guest vocalist. Like Airplanes by B.O.B. Y'all remember that song? Whatever happened to that guy? Whatever happened to a lot of people, really? I'm gonna be 100% real with you and might get me canceled, but it's whatever. I personally think Hayley Williams' voice suits pop music better than alternative rock. You're booing me now, but hear me out. I mean the kind of pop music that artists like Olivia Rodrigo, Avril Lavigne, and Taylor Swift do. Like, they're not doing vocal gymnastics, but the voice isn't all the time being overpowered by instrumentals, but rather collaborating seamlessly with them. And I think Airplanes was the first song to come out where Hayley Williams' singing voice was the main attraction. And her vocals are oh so beautiful, and it's earning a spot on Hayley Moore. Earns a spot with the top dog. Next, there's Stay the Night, which is okay. I'm not enthralled over it. I mean, it's still catchy as hell. And again, I wouldn't skip over it if it came up on a pre-made playlist made by someone else or Spotify. So I think it's gonna go on. I think it's going on Hayley K. I made up my mind. I told you I don't know what I want. Okay, so now we gotta talk about Brand New Eyes. But first, we gotta get my hot take on Only Exception out of the way. Without any exaggeration and as little theatrics as possible, as hard as that is. Only Exception is probably the most sincere and honest representation of what a love song is and what every love song should be. And yes, I do trump Only Exception over all of Mariah Carey's love songs. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that's saying a lot. That's how strongly I feel about it. Like those Max Martin cheesy pop love songs that's like, ooh, let me kiss you, or you're my one and only. These songs are either written from the perspective of someone who has never been in a romantic relationship before, or a teenager who has very little experience in the arena of love and relationships. And a song like Only Exception captures a very real and common fear that comes from letting a person that you're madly in love with enter your entire world, to see all your great, dark, or embarrassing qualities and your traumas, with no guarantee they will stay after getting exposed to all of it. High five to all my fellow fearful avoidants out there. Anywho, I think Hayley Williams really peaked with this album, and Playing God is such an underrated track. And I'm mad it didn't get the recognition it deserved back when this album was first released. There are so many types of people who need that song sung to them. So does Feeling Sorry. And we get a better peek at Hayley Williams' values and the dialogue of her internal world with the lyrics of the tracks in Brand New Eyes. So it's gonna be going on Hayley more. So now let's talk about Paramore's 2013 self-titled album, almost 8 years after they released their debut. It's usually the first album of an artist or band that's usually self-titled, so bit of a quirky choice. Now, can I just rant? Can I just rant for like a minute? Why the fuck does everyone hate Ain't It Fun so much? Whenever it played on the radio, or I brought it up in conversation to someone back in 2013, 2014, when this album was released, and making top 40 airwaves, everybody was like, I didn't understand it back then, but I think that song hits a little too close to home for some people, and these people probably didn't like the song lyrics hitting so close to home. And if I've learned anything over the years, well, I mean, I've learned a lot of things since that time. But one of the most difficult things for me to accept about people in general is that they don't want to hear the truth. They'd rather stay in their blissful little ignorance bubble and be told little white lies to keep the status quo. Point being, I realize now that it's probably because the lyrics of Ain't It Fun hits too close to home for a lot of people, and that's probably why they don't like it. But pop rock / pop punk bands like Paramore, they make music like that. This is the kind of music where it's supposed to hit where it hurts. And I think Ain't It Fun is a fun thing, ain't it? If you don't think so, shoo. I'm just kidding, you don't have to shoo. As long as you agree or disagree respectfully. Oh, God. Anyway, moving on. Still Into You, Ankle Biters, Proof, all superb tracks. So what's going up there with Hayley more? Now, After Laughter, really the only track I like off of there is Rose Colored Boy. Otherwise, I'm kind of meh about the whole thing. So I'm torn between Hayley meh and Hayley less. I'll put it with, I mean, even though I said I feel meh about it, I'm putting it with Hayley less. Because if I only liked one song off of it, and truthfully, I don't like Paramore's newest album drop. This Is Why, and I do know why. The tracks are dull. It's just a watered down version of All We Know Is Falling. Just plain guitar riffs, very little musical dimensions. And Hayley could have done more vocal wise, and I just was not won over. So it's going with Hayley no more. Now we gotta jump over to Hayley's solo discography, which I've never heard up until the decision I decided to make this video. And it makes me sad to say this. I just think her solo music, there's potential, but it needs more work. I just was not captivated and pulled in the way that I have been with Paramore music. I mean, it's great to listen to as background noise if you're doing chores or something, but they're not music albums that I'd listen to for enjoyment. So they gotta go with Hayley meh. This feels like a betrayal to her, and I'm sorry, Hayley, I'm sorry. I just want to see more out of you, girl. I want to see Hayley more out of you. But That is a very big butt now, like the one I have. I did find very strong resonance and felt very seen by a track on her newest album called True Believer. As a born, bred, and raised Nashvilleian, I speak for every last single resident who's been here before 2011 when I say this city ain't what it used to be, and it's aggravatingly somber. In the past decade, it's gone from mid-sized city of diversity and neighborly friendliness to frazzled, rushed it city like Chicago, LA, or New York City. Like, it's gone from big, small town city to major US tourist attraction, and I'm sick as hell of it. And if you tell me you're having your bachelorette party here, I'm gonna hex you under the full moon. I could go on an eternity and 3/4 for why Nashville ain't what it used to be and why it's making me mad. But that's not the point of this video. The real point is because she and I are residents of the same city, I can pick up on the nostalgic longing for the city we both grew up in with True Believer. And of course the themes of performative Christianity and so-called followers of Jesus that don't practice what they preach, giving the South in general a bad name. Because let me tell you something, Nashville, Tennessee, and other southern states and cities that I've been to in the southern region are beautiful landscape-wise, but a certain population of people living in them like to ruin the living experience of those of us who don't follow tradition or uphold outdated ways of being. Again, not gonna turn this into a political rant, but I was just trying to say that song hit me from the very center of my heart as a fellow southerner / Nashvilleian. She explained my innermost thoughts about our hometown currently so wonderfully. So for that, it's going at the top with Hayley more. Well, I think that's just about it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video and for really just your personal curiosity as to what Paramore / Hayley Williams music I like the most. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more tier list videos on this channel, go ahead and tap that thumbs up button. Let me know what your personal rankings are. And most importantly, if you and me and you are a vibe match, then go ahead and join the emotional support coven. That's just what I call the subscribers of this channel. And unlike most things these days, that shit is free. You don't have to pay anything to be in this particular coven. You just have to find the subscribe button on your screen and just go like this with your finger. Bing! And that way, you'll be amongst one of the first to know when there's a new video drop. Stay cool, stay fresh, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!